Marry the best man you can find, regardless of his marital status.
I've never had sex but when I wanted to.
My husband has 7 wives.
Welcome to the Live with Lindy show.
I'm the 6th.
That's what kills regular marriages, being on top of one another.
Alex has always been a controversial person.
Everything they're doing is their own choice.
You think it's a good idea for you to be going to that?
I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for my children.
The relationship between the Joseph wives is stronger and stranger than we thought.
I possess the power to inflame him.
Sometimes I wonder if we're crossing the line here.
He told us all we were going to be widows someday. It's going to be really hard.
All right, we're out of here. Load up.
We came to Utah over a month ago to experience life with polygamist Alex Joseph and his 8 wives. For the first time, every single one of Alex's 21 kids returned home for the wedding of their sister Roxana.
I told Steve if he could find another cool chick like me, that he could marry her.
The homecoming was a joyous event for everyone, but it was also bittersweet because Alex is dying of cancer, and in the middle of it all, wife number 7, Lindy, announced she's leaving him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this news bulletin to bring you a program.
It's our last few days with the Josephs, and there's a sense of loss and leaving all around.
Welcome to the Live with Lindy show here on Crystal and Classic
I came down to the radio station where Eli and Lindy both work, and it's kind of strange to see them together, now that I know Lindy is leaving.
Don't you guys get sick of each other? You live together, you work together.
No, we don't. I'm not sick of her.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
Elizabeth and I need some space apart from each other. I mean, that's what kills regular marriages, is being on top of one another all the time. Getting some space from one another allows you to appreciate them.
The divorce must be especially hard on Eli. Lindy is her housemate of 17 years and the biological mother of her only daughter, London.
Do you like your dad? Yes!
With Alex's death on everyone's mind, Lindy leaving feels like the beginning of the end.
It's gotten kind of palpable.
Well, no, I thought I was a free man.
Since Lindy said she's leaving. 17 years of association. The only time I ever hugged Lindy was when I got home from almost getting killed in a plane wreck. But I've sensed on several occasions that she was about to initiate a hug. It's like we've gotten closer. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, look.
Oh, don't cross people out. You just killed that person.
It's a bad person.
It's a bad person chasing me to my car.
Yes.
I'm getting a house 2 doors down to make sure that the kids their lives aren't upset. I mean, if Austin's being a shit, I'll send him over there. I really am going to insist on, as long as Alex is around, that he have a major role. I just don't think kids should be without either one of their parents.
We were supposed to start cleaning. You get out of there. Get out of there.
Wait, you just have to see it.
Powers.
London is really upset about the divorce.
She doesn't like you anymore.
See that?
And she just can't express herself enough to Lindy, biological mother or not.
Who's that?
That's a divorce thing. I've been there and done that. I know what that is.
Eli really doesn't get emotional on camera. She's very articulate and really has a lot to share with us. But Lindy leaving has caught her off guard, and this is the most upset I've ever seen her. She doesn't get this way about Alex, but maybe that's because she's had 2 years to get used to the fact that he's dying.
So what is this here? Alex's last will and testament. Can be transferred, bequeathed, invested in my son Mason Alexander. The reason Alex did that was because he didn't want that property ever to be sold, and he knows Mason will never let us do it.
Hey! Hey! Straighten up!
Mason is Alex's heir. When Alex dies, he will share legal title to all the family land and the 5 buildings in the compound. Effectively, Mason will be the new patriarch. So I wanted to find out what he's all about.
Arm. Hey, Dave, get in the truck, man.
Hey, give it a shirt.
Hey.
So I'm here with Mason and Abe, and they clearly have absolutely no shame whatsoever. It's great.
Easy, Lou.
Mason is a Marine, and he's never around big water. So when his mom told me he was going 4-wheeling in Colorado with some friends, I asked if I could go along.
I'm gonna have a boner the whole time I'm here. You know what?
I kind of felt like a fifth wheel with all these guys. I know that having a journalist along for the ride wasn't exactly what they had in mind. And besides, Mason didn't think too highly of the media anyway.
Do people usually assume that you're going to be kind of messed up?
That's the whole problem. Every time they come down here, they're looking for dirt and how can I punch holes in this? And what they find is that kids that actually have their head on straight, doing good, have good jobs, don't smoke dope, ain't in jail, and they just can't handle that because it's totally opposite from what they're doing and they're supposed to be right.
The wives adore Mason. They keep telling me that Mason is Alex's clone, that he's exactly like Alex was when they met him years ago.
Am I going to have 9 wives like my dad? My dad's got it down to a science.
If you could do it just the way he's done it, would you do it that way?
I don't know. Hard to say.
It's been a little bit difficult getting a straight answer from Mason, but then again, he's exactly like his dad in that regard.
So you're going to come back to Big Water when you're done with the Marines?
No, actually, I'm going to continue on with my life. And where it leads me, it leads me. If it leads me back to Big Water, so be it. If not, Big Water's just a place, it's not an attitude.
Alex has taken a turn for the worse, and it's taking all of his 7 wives just to take care of him.
I don't know how monogamous women do it.
I've come to check on Alex, but it feels like I've arrived in a hospital more than a house. I keep seeing wives, one by one, disappear into his room. I don't think I should go into the bedroom. That might be crossing the line a little bit. I feel like I'm in the way, but they seem to want to talk.
You know, when it comes to cancer, it's not a why me thing, but why not me? That's how many people have it. We're no different from any other family. I don't know how monogamous women do it, because it certainly has taken every last one of us to keep up with him or keep up with the disease.
It's really hard to think about, you know, is Alex's family going to stay together? I know it's going to break up to a degree. You know, I really hope Dawn marries and has a chance for children. I mean, she's so young, and we all do. I mean, nobody's going to begrudge her that, but it's going to change.
Dawn's been with Alex since she was 8 years old. It's ironic that she's the only wife now who doesn't have a child of her own.
I was about 18, 19 there. So 88, 89.
What do you think you're going to do when Alex is no longer around?
It's almost impossible to even think about him not being here because he is so central to everybody's lives that it's going to be a big hole.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll have tons of time.
Yeah.
Tons and tons of time to do things. Whatever I decide to do. Maybe I will go back to school. I don't know. Maybe I'm mature enough now.
Do you think you'd ever remarry?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
You're so young.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't like crossing my bridges until I get there.
Yeah.
Because so many things can happen that you don't expect, or I don't know.
Would you ever want to have a kid? Yeah.
I can remember back when I didn't know whether or not I was going to have a child, and just how mentally and heartfelt upsetting that was to me, to think that I wouldn't have Alex's child. And for Dawn, you know, that's her cross that she's got to bear.
I just feel bad witnessing the grief that they're going through when it doesn't really affect me in the same way. And it's definitely not an easy thing to do, to be sitting there with this camera when they're talking about, you know, the man that they love's life slipping away from him.
I'm really grateful that we do have the children, because through the children, Alex will always be with us.
Alex is supposed to drive 3 hours to get his chemotherapy, but he can barely get out of bed.
We heard last night how he has to leave at 9 o'clock, but we all know we can't make him move.
So I've been asked to wait in the car for Alex before we go to chemo because he's asleep on the sofa inside. Do you think that there's a possibility he won't go at all?
I think there's a possibility.
Okay.
David and Austin are going to be real disappointed. They can't wait to get to the arcade. Probably not a good idea to go in, though.
Yeah, sounds like it.
New update. Okay, he's awake. The boys put their bags in the car, so I guess that means he's going.
Alex is still inside, and we're all getting pretty bored and restless. So the boys took my camera to document the wait themselves.
This is how you see.
Okay, well then you're rolling.
He's using it still. Hey, what's the status?
We've got our shirt on, and we're starting to move.
Oh.
So, another 20 minutes maybe.
Okay.
We're getting there.
You know where Easy is?
Yeah, he's over at my house.
Well, your dad wants to see him, so can you go get him?
Yeah. Hey, Easy.
What?
Dad wants you, so shut this thing off. Dad wants to see you.
Austin, where's Easy?
He's coming. So what are you doing?
Going to see my dad.
So you actually listened?
Yeah.
Cool. You're being filmed. I think it's shrinking. Or it's gone. Or something.
What is?
The cancer.
Oh.
I think you don't have
it's not gone yet.
I think you don't have the cancer. Just like side effects. I'm not sure what's going on right now.
He still has the cancer.
You guys ought to have a library here.
You know, the other side of mortality is such a better place to be. I really think if there's a hell, it's here. You know, he said once, it's not that life is so short, that death is so long. No, it's true. It's easy to talk magnanimously, but it's gonna be really hard. Really hard.
I just say cancer is mean. It is so mean.
No, these guys here.
Mean to the victim and mean to the people who care about him.
All right, we're out of here. Load up.
Well, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and about 2 hours ago there was a knock at my door, and I can't say I was all that surprised when I opened it and saw that it was Alex.
You sleep on your way home. Hell, we got to do something.
What's going on?
I want to smoke.
And he was so pumped up on steroids that he just had all this energy and really just felt like talking with me.
What do you need?
You just gotta put on your mic.
You're a professional, right?
Always.
All right. So I'm not distressing you, am I?
No, you're just waking me up.
You ready? Huh?
Like,
David.
What about this tape?
Well, this isn't, you know, flying the wall shit. This is a talk.
All right, so I got plenty of time left.
Well, come on, let's get a new tape.
Well, you can finish up this tape.
I don't want an interruption. How long is that?
Killing me.
Okay, now this is either a disclaimer, a confession, or an alibi, and I'm not sure which. I really enjoyed you guys.
Honest?
Really, honest. See, I kind of, and I might be naive in this. See, I just kind of have come to trust you guys. You know, not for that you're going to tell it the way I want it, but that you're going to document what is really there. Maybe I'm going to find out what's there from watching what you did. Hell, you show up, I don't even know if I'm going to live to the end of the shoot, right?
Yeah.
So I'm urgent, not so much anxious, and certainly not suspenseful or frightened or anything like that. I want you to do your job, and then I want to see what it is. Honestly, fairly. And I may never get to see it.
I hope you do.
Well, I do too.
I was pretty happy that we had a chance to chit-chat a little bit, and made me realize I'm going to miss being with this guy.
Okay, have a good night.
All right. Say thanks.
Thanks, Alex.
Good night, David.
Good night.
The problem with spending a month and a half with a family is that you start to feel like family.
Because when we leave, I don't like you still. How's that?
I know. Well, if it makes you feel any better, we don't like you either.
Good.
We came here 5 weeks ago to make a film about a notorious polygamist. A stud, maybe. A lawbreaker, definitely. Certainly no family man, we thought. Now it's a month later, and one thing is clear. We're very much in the middle of a family.
You miss me so much. So no more us, Dawn.
Wiley,
Hi. We're leaving today. I thought you were moving in.
Well,
Are
then
you
shut
sad?
down. Come on, Tara, if you haven't got it, you're
I'll miss you
shut down.
guys.
Good.
You will?
I think that the 5 weeks
They're
have
going
gone
to
by
react.
really
They
fast,
usually, you know,
and
they just,
I think
that's
I'm going to
false
miss all of you.
no complaints. No complaints. Wish you'd stay. I wish you'd turn the damn things off, stay a week. Then we'd celebrate it, you know?
There's a lot happening now. Alex has just married off a daughter, Lindy's moving out, Mason's moving on, and each wife is continuing to deal with Alex's illness in her own way.
When I married Alex, just because he's the renegade that he is, I figured he told us all we were going to be widows someday. And I thought maybe I was going to have him around for about 3 years. I really figured somebody would shoot him. And it's amazing that, really, that nobody has.
Miss Dawn, I worry about her a little bit. And if she could find a companion or not find a companion, that would be her business. It wouldn't distress me. That would only distress me if she were unhappy. And I don't love the way my wives make me feel. I care for them. I care for how they feel. And I care about their success and their happiness.
Truly, one of the things I dread the most about losing Alex is the perception by other guys that I'm available again. I don't want to be available. You know, I'd like to have a guy around to fix my plumbing and prune my trees. But I don't know, I've gotten pretty darn independent being married to Alex, and I don't know.
He'll be the first one to tell you. Alex, but cancer is the best thing that ever happened to me. I thought I was the best thing that ever happened. No, cancer was better.
And I really do have a mental blank about his funeral. In my mind, it's sort of something I want to hurry up and get over with because I know it is going to be too public for my taste.
All along, we've been concerned that the Josephs would feel that we were preying on their personal tragedy, but leave it to Alex to have a plan all of his own. In the end, he was using us, too, to write a dying man's last words to his children and his grandchildren.
Perspective, okay? I'm looking forward to seeing this. So that's your credit. I want her to see it. I want him to see it 30 years old. I want his kids to see it, okay? Got it? I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for my children to watch. And I'm doing it for them to watch 20 years from now, when my 20-year-old kids are 40 and my 10-year-olds are 30, and when they have children of their own. I didn't try to sell my personality here. I tried to sell what I thought were principles that would serve, you know, good solid principles of behavior and reality that would serve you. And depending on how successful I've been, well, that'll tell the story.
We all know Alex won't be around here much longer. Though we've been witnessing his everyday life, we know it hasn't been, by any measure, an ordinary life. Whatever legacy Alex Joseph leaves, a big part of it will always be right here in Bigwater.
David in New York. I haven't even been sightseeing now.
Season.
Hey, I'll try.